the entire app is the entire front end is
the
just
designer an object.
Hmm?
You said if you would send the designer an object to sort
Yeah,
of
like
they can see it. Yeah.
like a JavaScript object that represents the entire app in that particular state. And then the designer just uploads it onto their browser and gives you the entire front-end application in that state.
Yeah, I mean, right. Or another case is that, for example, this is my app, and I set it up to store all my states in a global state, and then I can serialize it to a string. So I'm a user, and I'm go to my to-do app, and then I can add, say, buy more coffee, and then I'll say buy more milk. But for some reason, failed to save, and I want to report this bug to the headquarters. I don't want to say, okay, first I navigate to this route, and then I input buy more coffee, and then I input buy more, and then you fail. You don't have to do that. You just copy your serialized string to that engineer. He can use that string and then restore all the state you just took up till now, and then to see what bug there was. So that's
I guess my question would be like, what does he use to de-stringify that?
well, it's all set up within the app. The keyboard shortcut, it's all set up within the app. So you will have a component that listens to the keyboard, says command and control and S and A. So there's a component that listens to that. So once you hit that, the component is rendered, and then there's an input box, say, input a state string. You input that, you go to your Redux store, and then you deserialize it and then put it in the state.
So they build that functionality.
What?
They build that functionality.
Yeah, and build it all out.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? So, and that's what you get when you have immutable data. Okay,
Oh, so that's something they built.
that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
built. It's not something you can get for free.
Can you show us that? Like what? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it can be your
Is that
final
like
project.
Is that in the React library?
Yeah. So it's coming. So it's pretty neat. And what they okay. So this is what we try to go around the roundabout way and try to use quote unquote immutable data. And also this is object data science used for object, and for arrays, array 1. You guys should remember that what we did this roundabout way is what. So if you want to mutate this by is what. So I'll just spread array 1 and then add my stuff to the back. So yeah, so you remember this is what we've been doing, right? So this is another way of trying to, in terms of arrays, trying to create a new copy of the array without mutating the original array. So what I've been, trying to do in these lectures is try to, overtly tell you guys the nice things about immutability. But this is first time. So, however, those are good, but this is, it's actually it's very memory intensive. You have to create all this copy, and it's not fast. So if you want it fast, and if you have like an application state that's very complicated, you will want to use a helper library. There's nothing better than the one coming from Facebook, because they make React. They know what React needs, so they just make this to accompany it. Well, it's very sleek stuff. Didn't know that.
Cool.
Okay. But anyways, this is immutable stuff.
Making copies of itself as you move it.
Oh yeah.
It's just CSS.
Spec out.
Wait.
Subliminal.
So yeah. So actually, if you wanna dip into this, it's actually very deep. I mean, it's immutable. So it gives you a set of immutable data like you have in other functional language, for example, like Haskell, or all those nice languages. You will have a list, map, or the map set, and they implemented the immutable philosophy into that. So you can use this. So one way we can demonstrate it. It's not gonna see if this works. This doesn't work because Node doesn't have ES7, so never mind. So I would have say There are some record equal to, so I'll require immutable, which I already put in my .json, package.json. So I'll do, say, I'll create some record like that. This is how you use, so, okay, so I have an X, new such record, with foo, say, bar. Okay, so I have a record, so this is what I have. Record is one of the immutable data types. Creates a new class which produces record. Record is similar to a JS object, but enforces a specific set of allowed string keys and then default values. Okay, so just think of it like an object, but there's some internal rules. So how do you change this object? So if I do y is equal to say x dot say set, I'll set foo to say best. So y will be a new record. And if you want to check the quality, you say that it's false because it's immutable. Okay, this is just a very simple way of working with it.
How would you make this true? Can we actually compare this? I'd like to see the other two compared. Like
Which?
the two compared. Like if you make bar y equals x set foo bar, so the same thing, and then do the comparison. Ooh, shiny.
So actually,
I'm
right.
still kind of confused what this is really doing. Is it just faster to like?
Well, it just enforces a set of rules where you make sure your data is immutable.
Okay.
Whenever you mutate something, it creates a new copy. So when you put this in React, and React wants to check in issue component update whether it should update, it actually pretty fast, do the check extremely fast. Doesn't have to go down to deep of your object, because your object can be like 3 floors nested, right? You have like a content structure all the way nested down, and so.
I wonder how though.
Is set method, is that like inbuilt to it? Do you know, or is it like you got it once you did the require immutable?
Right, it's immutable stuff. So
Oh, okay.
you have set and get. So set here, right?
Creates immutable.
And
Oh, okay.
So in immutable, you no longer do x dot foo is equal something. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you can still do it. Let's see.
So you do x dot get foo sort of.
X dot get foo.
Foo will be the same as bar.
Right.
Okay.
But if you want to do x dot foo is equal to say cannot set, can't do it. So it will enforce this rule that you cannot set any object. So what do you have to? You have to just call x dot set on it.
But does it? So if it's a lot of variable manipulation, right?
Mhm.
And you're playing with it, like it's gonna create like multiple copies of the record.
Mhm.
Will that be an issue in terms of like memory usage or like
Yeah, it might, but you just have to do the trade-off between your memory and your CPU. It's
Okay.
always the case in
Mhm.
whether you have you wanna use the CPU and then suffer in memory or the other way around. It's always the case. So
Have you been using this in your particular application?
I've done this in some of my apps, but the most complicated ones I haven't tried because you'll see. We're gonna do an example. It's very, very cumbersome. You have to use set and get everywhere.
Yeah.
And it can be
So you gotta start from the beginning.
Yeah, so if you go over to immutable folder, immutable JS, and then here, so this is just a simple app, right? We have 2 buttons, add to count and save count, right? So we have a state, and then in handle count, we just wanna increment that count, and in the save count, we want to save our current count to some list, right? So what we're gonna want is we have initially we have say count 0, and then say save. So what? It's like an empty array. This is what we do with the normal way. But now we want to implement immutable, so we will use a map to wrap this to give us immutable data. So this is now no longer a JS object. This is now an immutable map. Okay. So and how do you update this map? Okay. So will be this let me create my cheat sheet because it's kinda okay. So you have to be data update items. So I have items here. Okay, so you call it update method. No, this is the increment. So I want to increment count. So update account, and from say b to b plus 1. Okay, this is just the way immutable.js defines it. So this is nothing fundamental about JavaScript. So you just have to go to the library and then study the syntax and whatever. Okay, and this you save account to the list. So so this is no longer an empty array. This is what you have in the list in immutable.js. Okay, so to save that, I have data to update items. This dot push. So dot get count. Okay. So I just updated this, and then I just push new stuff into the list. So think of list as a immutable version of an array, and map is a mutable version of a JavaScript object. Okay, these are two most easiest immutable objects that you want to learn. Okay, so I want to render this. It's pretty easy. So this dot state dot data. I have data already here, so I can just do that. Get yes. Get what? Count. Counts, right? Count. No. Count. Okay. And here will be just get dot items. Okay. Map. Okay. So same the immutable list has a method map just like normal JavaScript arrays they do. Okay. See if make any mistakes. Oops. Wait, what? Okay. So here, worship it and immutable. Oops. Oh, I commented it out. Otherwise, initially it's not gonna build. So. Okay, so add 1, 2, 3 and save. So yeah, it's nothing special, right? We can do this in our like third class, but under the hood, this is an immutable structure, and
So every time you update the count, a new object is created, right?
right. So if you do any like a comparison here, it'll be very fast. You want to do a shoot component update somewhere in here, and do some comparison between this state and that state. It's gonna be super fast because the React doesn't need to look deep under the hood about what's changing or not changing. Okay, so that's performance. Of course, it cannot be covered in short amount of time because it's very deep. I mean, there is a lot to be said about how to make React fast. So if you interested, you can just request. We'll talk about this more on Wednesday, or you can email me or Slack me. But this is what we're gonna cover for today. So we can break out. You can find any other empty rooms to work your project, and I'll check you guys out. And also on Wednesday it's project day. But you can email me if you think anything that's left out needs to be covered more. Anything you want to see, and then we can talk about it on Wednesday.
Next Wednesday we're showing our projects?
Next Monday we show.
Monday.
Next Monday.
Monday's last lap.
It's not gonna be finished.
Well, if you want to do Wednesday, well,
Yeah.
either way.
No, it's a big application of that we're building.
It's just whatever you have.
I'll just show you
Yeah.
the React stuff.
A render? A
Right.
render of a form?
I was doing new stuff.
There's some text.
What's the last name?
What?
What's the last name?
Last class?
Yeah.
It's next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
This is pretty long though. I mean, we got a lot of good information out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. We covered all this stuff, right?
Wait, so our projects need to be done by this coming Monday, April 4th.
Did you just realize that?
Yeah,
It doesn't have to
You should just like type it in.
be.
Or you get a failing grade, Paul.
Yeah, I would do it.
Uh,
Thank you, never came.
It doesn't have to be like an app in the Apple Store. It can just be
yeah.
something clickable.
We can start.
It'd be cool if it were.
Accountable.
Make it happen.
Well, it'll be
Okay.
cool.
Alright.
And yeah, so by popular demand, we'll have office hour this Sunday or Saturday.
Have something to do
Sunday.
Saturday, so could we do Sunday? That'd be awesome.
Something. So anybody who like to come,
Sunday sounds good to me. I have so many questions.
yeah.
100%.
How's that native app going?
You should ask, is it up and running?
You
The
got it
Expo
on
stuff.
you got it in the store yet? Can I download it? What's the
Yeah,
name
you can
of it?
download it. It'll probably break your iPhone.
Cool.
Alright.
Alright.
This is nice. Refresh the page and get a new image every time.
Nice. That's something.
Can we
It's
show
done
you
in React.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright, so
That's my final project.